This might just be my new favorite tycoon game. Train Valley World is a railway themed tycoon game where you build your very own train networks. In this video, we'll be giving a full review of the game and rating it from decaf to fully caffeinated. This is something we do regularly here at the Indie Brew, so make sure to subscribe to the channel for more indie game content. Without further ado, let's grind this game down and see how it brews. Train Valley World is a tycoon game, so story isn't really a big factor. However, what this game has done really well is incorporate mini stories into the level designs. Each level has its own story you can follow. From building pyramids to keeping Godzilla fed, there's actually a pretty decent plotline going on if you pay attention. You won't find dialogue bubbles or cutscenes in the game, and it's definitely a story you can miss if you're not paying attention. But it serves its purpose well, adding a bit more context to the levels and a touch of entertainment value too. I really found this was a great way to approach storytelling in a tycoon game. So for story, I'm rating Train Valley World as fully caffeinated. If I could sum up the gameplay of Train Valley World in one word, it would be addictive. You are the mastermind behind the railway network in this game, and it's up to you to create an efficient network to fulfill the level goals. Each level has a number of deliverables to fulfill, which is how you win the level, and you'll also have 3 side goals to complete, with each one that you successfully achieve rewarding you with 1 star to spend on upgrades. You'll have a number of different resource buildings and cities you can construct stations at, and each have different things they can produce and receive. For your resource buildings, they'll produce a certain resource which can be transported to other resource buildings or to cities to sell. The first level resource buildings produce resources periodically, such as wood, whereas secondary ones require other resources before they will work. Cities are usually the end point for your resources, where they can be sold, which is done automatically, but they also have 1 resource you can transport to: passengers. Passengers can be taken from city to city and are a great way to earn a bit of extra income. You'll have a certain number of trains you can purchase, and there's a bunch of different train types you can select, each with different speeds and different number of carriages. Once you've built your stations, you'll need to connect them up with a series of different train lines that you can run at your own leisure. However, each costs a different amount of money, so you'll need to carefully balance your budget with where your train lines are running. Once you've got them all run and your trains purchased, you'll need to schedule your trains' routes, directing them to load and unload resources where needed. Now, this is where the game gets strategic, because you'll need to create the most efficient routes for your trains to take, ensuring all resources get to where they need to go. Once you earn some stars, you're able to purchase upgrades which come in the form of different trains, as well as specialists who have different perks. Each train can have 1 specialist on board, and they cost to hire them, but they're a great way to up the value of your trains. Now, all of this is just covering the single player mode, because yep, there's a multiplayer mode too. You can create your own maps and head into multiplayer mode to create train networks with your friends, or go up against each other and see who comes out on top. Train Valley World is definitely up there with some of the best tycoon games I've played. The only gripe I could possibly have is that the tutorial wasn't overly thorough, and the learning curve can be a little bit steep, but once you play for a bit, it's not really an issue. There's 16 levels to play through, which I may have done in just a day, and I for one am really hoping they add more, as it was a blast to play through. For gameplay, I'm rating Train Valley World as fully caffeinated. Train Valley World has a pretty cool design style. Featuring a cartoony but kind of realistic style, it definitely fits right into the tycoon genre. The maps are all really interesting, and the attention to detail in the entire game is next level. I particularly love the different train designs, and the themes of the different levels were really fun. The soundscape of the game is a great fit for the gameplay, giving you a pretty chill soundtrack to build trains to, and some great sound effects that build up the atmosphere for the game. You can tell this is a game that was designed with a lot of care, so for design, I'm rating Train Valley World as fully caffeinated. Train Valley World is a railway tycoon game that doesn't really stray too far from what we've already seen before. The unique settings and level themes add a quirky touch to the game, and the multiplayer player versus player mode is an interesting addition too. I wouldn't say this is anything too different to other games in this genre, but while it might not be super unique, it definitely nails the train theme. So for originality, I'm rating Train Valley World as buzzed. Train Valley World is one of the best new tycoon games we've played this year. It offers some quirky stories with some great tycoon railway management, and is fun and addictive to play. We've ground the beans, we've carefully weighed and pressed the grinds and brewed this game down. Now it's time for a taste test. Train Valley World is fully caffeinated. Train Valley World is available on PC now. You can find the link in the description below. And that's where we're going to wrap up this review video. If you're looking for more indie game recommendations, click here. And until next time, stay caffeinated.